what it do? I'm back. It is I, the man, the myth, the legend, the infamous Tr3 Dawg, coming at y'all with another reaction video. But before we get into that video, if this is your first time coming across my channel, then you're not quite familiar with the rules set in place yet. So please, allow me to break them down for you real quick. So, since this is your first time watching one of my videos, then that means that you are now an honorary member of the Dawg House. Honorary. If you want to become an official member, if you want to be gang, you want to be for them, all you gotta do is 3 simple things. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out a lot. Not only that, but it is absolutely free. Yes, it costs you $0 to show your boy some love, so why not, you know what I'm saying? We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. But, without further ado, enough yapping, enough chit-chatting. Let's get into this video, man. Alright, WWE Has a Problem by Maven Huffman. Hey guys, Maven here. Oh, bro, his accent is so smooth, bro. I don't know why I like it so much. But, yeah, let's get into this video, man.
Hey guys, Maven here. Now, as a kid, I was the biggest wrestling fan, and this continued all the way through adulthood, and actually led to me living my dream, becoming a professional wrestler, and even competing in a WWE ring. But these days, I go out of my way to avoid watching the WWE. Why?
Same. Like, if it wasn't for Maven, the Great One, Santi Zap, Simon Miller, C-Jax, Wrestle Chops, he's a new one. I don't think he's even been on YouTube for like a year. But he's one of my favorite, like, WWE review channels. But the product has gotten so bad now to where I haven't watched a full show in years. And I used to rely on, like, the shorts and the clips on YouTube from WWE. I can't even watch those, bro. The only way I can stay in the know of what's going on with wrestling is because of the reviewers, bro. So, yeah, the product is going down, bro. And it's going down fast.
Well, you're already in the car with me. Sit back, put your seatbelt on, and I'll tell you all the reasons why. The first reason I don't watch is just how much the product has changed and resembles a completely different show than when I left in 2005. Now, you might be saying, what do you mean, Maven? It's still professional wrestling. But it's not. These days, it's moved to more of a corporate product.
Yeah.
And it seems like one big, gigantic ad while I'm watching. I mean, a few years ago, I'm watching Rey Mysterio Jr. And Rey, I'm happy to call a friend. So I want to support him. And while Rey's in a blood feud with his son, who is escorted to the ring in chains and irons, we have to watch him.
Yeah, that was some corny ass shit, I ain't gonna lie. What the fuck is this? That bro. Rey Mysterio is fist bumping with a giant luchador cinnamon toast crunch. Like, I get it, wrestling is supposed to be corny and goofy, but like, dog, like Maven said, this just feels like a fucking advert, bro.
God, I understand everything costs money, and I get that sponsorships are a huge part of the business, but I miss the days when there used to be a quick stack or two ad or a 15-second Starburst spot coming out of commercial. I miss the days when the ring apron was just a blue piece of canvas and not the monstrosity of corporate advertising that it is these days. I get it. Advertisements were a part of the business during my day, but these days it almost feels as though the advertisers have a strangle.
I hate to cut Maven off, but it feels like now the ad is the match. Like back in the day, the matches would be sponsored. And before the match starts or right after a commercial break, it'll be like, this video is sponsored by Snickers or some bullshit like that. Nowadays, especially like that one WrestleMania match when Ivar and the War Raiders, they dressed up as like video game characters. Like it seems like that match only existed to represent that ad. I mean, yeah, that's That's wild.
And can influence so much of the product. And I'm sorry, but during the match, we should be focused on the match.
Facts.
We should be watching the two competitors in the ring and not have to worry about what neon sign's gonna glow or what they're gonna try to sell me during the match. Now, I just watch a show and I feel like I'm being bombarded with, buy this, watch this, do this. And I can't fully enjoy what I know is one of the hardest jobs in the world. And that's going out and entertaining a live audience and entertaining you, the viewer, at home. My next reason, and I get it, I'm old, I know. But to me, the in-ring product has changed. Now, I in no way, shape, or form am impugning the talent of the in-ring product. These guys are better wrestlers than I ever could hope to be. When I lay my head down on the pillow at night and I dream about being in the WWE, I still don't do the moves these guys do on a nightly basis. But therein lies the problem. When you're so good at something, you want to showcase it. You want to show it off. And when all the moves look like a pre-rehearsed dance and everything,
yeah, it doesn't really look like a fight. It looks like a play.
You can literally watch them stop to catch, do, boom, get up. It's just a little too much. Now, I know you. I know exactly what you're saying. Maven, you're saying it wasn't like that during your day. Of course it was. Of course. We had spots set the entire match, but the whole match wasn't a spot fest. We might have had 2 or 3 spots, and of course for mine. Anyway,
now, Kane jumping off the top rope is pretty fucking basic. Like, anybody can jump off the top rope. But that was a special spot because it rarely happened. Like, too much of a good thing isn't really a good thing. And it's like nowadays, everybody, even the big men, are just, they're gymnasts, bro. They're just doing gymnastics.
And if I would have came back after a match where it looked like I was waiting just to go to the next spot the entire time, A, my agent would have jumped my ass. B, Vince McMahon would have jumped my ass. C, I would have gotten backstage and one of my buddies would have told me, yo, it looked too rehearsed. But I was watching wrestling recently with, and it came on, and I'm not even gonna say who I was watching it with, but a non-fan said, that looks like a dance. That was their opinion.
Agreed.
And this is a person that does not watch wrestling on a regular basis. To the performers, I know the time. I know the work you put into it. And I don't blame you. I just blame a product that has moved in the completely wrong direction. Why? I don't know. And I get it. There probably is a fan base that does enjoy that. There probably is a segment of the audience that's what they tune in for. I realize I'm probably in the minority here, and the take I'm giving you might not be the one you want to hear, and it might not be popular. And I'm sure right now you're going down in the comments to tell me how old and how out of touch and how out of tune I am. And that's fine. Agree with that or don't. I came up in a time when in the ring you listened, and if something wasn't working because the fans weren't reacting, you did something else. And if that didn't work, well, hell, you did something else. And if you stuck with what you had planned and it wasn't working, you were gonna get your ass chewed the moment you got backstage. And the first person to chew your ass definitely was Vince McMahon. And that actually leads me to my next point, and I guarantee this will be controversial. Now, I don't think professional wrestling is a better product without Vince at the helm. Hold on, let me
I mean, even though Vince was a legendary booker, and a lot of people like to point the finger at Triple H for not really caring about his job, y'all gotta remember, from 2018 to about 2020, right before he sold WWE to TKO, WWE wasn't that great. Vince McMahon, he lost his touch the older he got. He had Roman Reigns coming out with a mascot bulldog and Baron Corbin showering him with some cheap-ass Dollar General baby food. And there were like zombies in a ring at WrestleMania. I think it was The Miz versus someone. Maybe it was Bray Wyatt. One of them spooky characters. Or was it Damian Priest? I forget, but they actually had people acting like zombies. Like, wrestling is, I mean, even though Vince McMahon is the granddaddy of wrestling, and wrestling wouldn't be where it is without Vince, I feel like Triple H gets too much flack because the gold and black NXT was fucking lit, bro. 2016 to about 2019, NXT, in my opinion, was better than the main roster. You had Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, the whole four horsewomen. Like, all of that was Triple H booking. And I personally feel like people are blaming Triple H for how shitty the company is now. But I could be wrong here. I think it's not Triple H, bro. I think Triple H is just being the scapegoat. I feel like TKO is making some of these head decisions, and Triple H is taking all the uppercuts for all the shitty booking. That's just my opinion. But I'm not going to say that Vince McMahon was better than Triple H, because even though Vince McMahon was great, so was Triple H at one point.
I'm well aware of the allegations, and no part of me is insinuating that the WWE should bring Vince back. I don't think so, and I don't co-sign on anything he did. But Vince had two things going for him. One, he was an amazing businessman. Did he have some misses? Of course. You swing that many times in the
You're gonna miss a couple.
You're gonna miss occasionally. But second, and probably most important, Vince was a fan. Vince, like most wrestling fans, grew up around the business. He grew up watching his dad, and he grew up...
Crazy thing is, this shot is crazy. Vince McMahon isn't a short dude. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon is probably on his knees right now. But did y'all hear about the conspiracy theory about Andre the Giant only being like 6'5"? Like, he's not like a 7-footer in real life. Like, wrestling just portrayed him that way. But Vince McMahon is probably on his knees right now to make Andre the Giant look huge. Pause.
Knowing how...
Whoa! That was crazy! He's on his knees to make him look huge? Oh, no!
Oh, nigga, you gay!
I need to... Yo, big pause. Big pause.
Together. And remember, they started before entertainment was what it is today. I don't know who the decision makers are at TKO, but sometimes I feel as though their main driving force is the almighty dollar before the showmanship of professional wrestling. Yeah, they still have storylines, and obviously the wrestlers are still amazing. But I don't think they focus quite as much as they used to. These days, wrestling's almost become too glam. It's almost more of a show that is out to stun the audience, make you say, wow, did you see that 10-minute entrance so-and-so had? And these days, it almost feels as though it's lost that blood, sweat, and tears, that grimy aspect. And the show almost looks too clean these days. It almost looks too much like Cirque du Soleil in a wrestling ring rather than a real fight, a bad guy versus a good guy. And I'm not saying that Hunter's not doing a good job. I think Hunter's doing a great job. I don't think anyone knows the wrestling business better than Hunter. Hunter has bosses. He has people that he reports to. And I don't know this to be true. I just know it is. I guarantee you Hunter would change and go back to where
I think he would
wrestling
too.
shows were more fan-driven, listening to the audience, having the audience just dictate where a match was.
I think that also. That's why I don't give him as much crap as like C-Jax or the Hills Advocate. Those two people hate Triple H. Like, a part of me really doesn't think he's the problem. But, I mean, maybe that's just me being naive. But I 100% agree with Maven. I think he would go back to the good old days if he could, but we're not in that time anymore.
Going and probably get away with all the glitz and the glam and the 15-minute entrances, and he would go back to that just rugged professional wrestling that we all, anyway, people of my age, grew up loving. But let's say that the WWE did a 180. Let's say they did an about face, and let's say they went back and had the wrestling that I grew up loving. Would I watch it then? No. And herein lies probably the ultimate truth of why I don't watch the WWE these days. Since my release in 2005, I truly grew bitter towards the business, and though I've exercised those demons and gotten better with your help, it's still something that whenever I watch, I can still trick my brain into thinking, you can still do that, even though I know I can't. And I tell myself, oh, you would have done this, or this would have been better if that would have happened. And it just hurts too much. It's hard to see a business that I love, a business that I've given so much of myself to, given my body over to, actually move on and be not only fine without me, but better off without me. All that said, I'm not done with wrestling. In fact, I recently was able to sneak inside of WWE's biggest competitor, AEW. And to find out how that went, watch the video on screen.
Well, that's the video, y'all. If you're enjoying the content and you want to stay in the loop of what I'm doing, please make sure you add me on all these social media platforms. Link will be down below in the description. We on the road to 1,000 subscribers, baby, so tell a friend to tell a friend. But until next time, one love and Godspeed. Peace.